Welcome to the Voice for Mount Pleasant podcast, featuring discussions and interviews about the people, places, and events that make Mount Pleasant such a special place.
Hello, this is Roger Gaither, your host for the Voice for Mount Pleasant podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by Sylvan Learning Center in Mount Pleasant. This is part 2 of a 2-part episode. Today, Pamela Jouan, senior contributing writer for Mount Pleasant Magazine, talks with Anna Dassing, the principal at the new Lucy Beckham High School in Mount Pleasant. With part 2, here are Pamela and Anna.
Today, Voice from Mount Pleasant is here at the beautiful Lucy Beckham High School. We're going to take a tour of this wonderful school that is opening this fall and give parents and children alike a chance to see and walk the hallways of the building and get a chance to see what this school has to offer the community. And what better host and guide than Anna Dassing, principal of Lucy Beckham High School. Hi, Anna, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely. Let's go on a tour.
All right, sounds great.
We are right at the center of the building. Can you give us a little idea of navigation? Where are we? Where are we going? Where is everything?
Sure, yeah, like right behind the camera here is actually the main front entrance of the building. And we are right in the hub. This is the area of the building that we call the atrium, where it goes up all 3 stories, and we have collaborative learning spaces on each level for kids to work together. We call this main hallway that runs the whole length of the building that you can see off of Mathis Ferry, the boardwalk. And that is where all of our academic classes take place, and it goes up 3 stories. So it's just one main hallway with our academic classes, up 3 stories with classrooms on each side. So all of them have access to windows and natural light getting into the rooms. So that creates that whole frontage of the school. And then coming off of the sides of that frontage, kind of creates a horseshoe effect. We have on the east side that we call it the athletics wing. So you have your auxiliary gym, your main gym, the weight room and locker rooms. And then coming off of that, right behind us, is the cafeteria. On the other end of the horseshoe, coming off of that main boardwalk area, we have our Performing Arts Center. So you have the Performing Arts Center, the band classrooms, the chorus classrooms, theater, vet science, and building construction, all on that end to kind of create the whole shape of what Lucy Beckham High School is.
All right, so one of the cool things I heard about at Beckham is that you're doing this class called Crew, and all kids get to participate in it. So tell me a little bit about Crew.
So what Crew is our time for students to really focus on growth. I think that's probably the best way to describe what Crew is. Our students, of course, get their content, where they're going to grow in science and math and those fields, but Crew is a time for us to look at our students as individuals. How do we grow interpersonally? How do we grow within our community? And so within Crew, we're going to be looking to build our students through integrity and intelligence. And the students have time to build a small community with a teacher. This Crew classroom is going to be 1 teacher, and it's about 15 students. And they're going to meet together for 2 years. Wow. And really build a community within there. There's going to be difficult conversations that are had about maybe things that are going on in our community. And there's also going to be time to celebrate each other and the amazing growth that they're making.
So it's kind of like almost like a youth group, like you're with this group of kids that you're going to be with for 2 years, and you can depend on them like socially, emotionally.
Absolutely, yes. And so it's been really successful at other schools, and in talking with those schools during the pandemic, Crew is often the one class that students would never miss. And we're hoping that is exactly what it's going to be like here at Beckham.
Very cool. So everybody is part of the Crew, kind of like on a ship.
Absolutely, yeah. And no one gets left behind either.
Fantastic. And if Lucy Beckham is the ship, it's kind of like Crew is the anchor, right?
I love that analogy. Yeah, awesome. We're going to probably run with that thing. Yeah.
Great, that's awesome. Thank you. This is not your typical cafeteria.
It is not. It is Starbucks on steroids. So we have lots of various types of seating. For students, we really, pre-pandemic, really wanted to give it more of a, Starbucks kind of feel or coffee shop kind of feel. The tables are very portable, movable, so we could actually make a big long community table if we wanted to. We could group them up. Obviously the booths are also on wheels, so and then all the seating outside as well. So we really want to encourage them There's a serving line over here, and then 3 serving lines here. Get their food, take it wherever they need to in the building.
Got it. Great.
We also have a leave no trace policy, which is like basically when you go into a space, you can eat there, but we really want you to clean up after yourselves.
Absolutely. All right, this is a beautiful, beautiful gymnasium. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening? What kind of activity we're going to have in here?
Thing is missing is a bunch of students. Can't wait to pack this out with fans, a bunch of Bengals running around, so we can't wait to pack this building. So we're hoping for our first volleyball game here in the next couple weeks.
Awesome. Great.
Yep, and then we'll also have basketball games in the facility. One thing I love about the gym, it's big, but it's not too big.
Right.
If you see the bleachers, obviously they're pulled in for volleyball, but it's a beautiful gym. I mean, I love it. It's a beautiful gym. I don't know if you got a chance to see this Bengal head up over here. You can pull this, if you look above us, this netting will come down and we can split it in 2 facilities if we
Great.
want to do separate practices or 2 different teams practicing at one time.
All right, that is quite a beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Great. This is the auxiliary gym, and kids can come here during lunch if
Yes,
they want to?
yep, during lunch.
All right.
So kids will grab lunch, we'll come in here without food, and they can come hang out and, get some
some
physical,
volleyball?
some basketball, some maybe let's do some, since you're so good at volleyball, we'll do some volleyball up here. I love the logo here too. There's our LB slash, and it's a full-size gym. Super nice gym. Wrestling, we'll also practice it in here as well.
This is the weight room. This is quite a weight room.
Serious. Yeah, we're super excited. We're super excited. Hold on. Oh. So you're just gonna throw this against the floor as hard as you can. Oh yeah, there you go. You just take it, sit here, smash it. We do it over and over and over again. Yep, so we're super excited. These are double racks. So you can see on the side, you got 4 racks here, full racks to squat, bench, and then same thing on the other side.
Now we're in the Performing Arts Center?
Yes, so this is the lobby of the Performing Arts Center. We have an auditorium here. We also have some specialty spaces that are kind of still under development, but we're veterinary science, our building construction. We show you a couple of those different areas as well as our fine arts classrooms over on the back.
Homework was a constant battle.
She was falling further and further behind.
We thought if we just push harder.
Pushing harder didn't work. Sylvan worked.
Sylvan worked.
Sylvan worked.
At Sylvan, our certified teachers use personalized programs to help motivate students achieve their personal best.
The results aren't just in her grades.
Her attitude is different.
See how Sylvan can work for your child.
Visit sylvanlearning.com today.
Auditorium. It's about seats pre-COVID or after COVID, about 500 seats. If we have it all taped off, you'll see the blue tape in here for social distancing for when we were doing our professional development with our teachers. But nice stage, LED lighting, just a really nice venue for our arts community. This is building construction. So this is one of our CTE courses that you were mentioning. So obviously all the tools and things that are needed to learn about building construction, a complete ventilation system. So as they're working on things, everything is vented to the outside so that you don't get dust and debris. Roll up doors so you can get things in here. Pull down power so that you don't have to have the power in the floors or anything like that. So.
Is this class available to students starting in 10th grade up or?
9th grade up.
9th grade up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an introduction to building construction for the first course, and then they can take up to level 4.
And are all of your CTE classes in this wing?
No, they're scattered out. We have building construction on this side of the auditorium, veterinary science on the other side, and then the others are spread out throughout the building.
Another exciting part of being at Beckham is going to be music. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what classes you're going to be in charge of.
Fantastic. Well, right now, we're putting together a drum line. We're having a whole bunch of equipment arrive every day.
Right.
Just bits and pieces, and we're keeping our fingers crossed that it will all get here. I am the director of music performance here at Lucy Beckham, so that means I'm over band, orchestra, and chorus.
Fantastic.
So overseeing the growth of those programs. And, we're going to start small, but build a strong foundation of excellence in music performance.
All right. And so what will be offered the next couple of years? Will you start off with basic orchestra?
Yes, we'll basically have one class of each.
Right.
Until we start to grow, and then you'll see each ensemble start to split into audition-based groups. But we're in a very unique situation, being one teacher this year, but we're taking a very collaborative approach. So you'll see orchestra students, chorus students, and band students collaborating across the board to create symphony orchestras and, awesome pep rally machines.
Awesome. Fantastic. We can't wait to see them up on stage.
Awesome. Thank you.
One of the special subjects that you're going to have here, or one of the special interests that you'll have here, will be Coast Guard JOTC.
Right, we actually call it Junior Leadership Program.
Okay.
Because Coast Guard is actually funded out of a different department, Homeland Security, as opposed to traditional JRTCs are funded out of Department of Defense. So just a little different spin, but basically the same kind of thing. So yes, we've worked very closely with the Coast Guard, but also with our local legislators to write it. Actually, we had to get an act of Congress to get it authorized, because we'll be the third JRTC unit in the nation. There's one in North Carolina and there's one in Florida. So a lot of hard work, but it's going to be awesome. And of course, Charleston is a huge community for our Coast Guard, and additional people will be stationed here for the Coast Guard, and more cutters, and being a port city, it's super, super important.
Absolutely.
So we want to get our students involved with that right away.
Yeah, that's what makes this the perfect high school for Mount Pleasant.
Exactly. I agree.
So now we're in one of the art spaces, so tell us a little bit about what's going to go on in here, what creativity can happen in this space.
Sure, so this is a 3D oriented room. We're going to be having intensive ceramics over on this end with the throwing on the wheel, the kiln room. The drying room is really great because the racks are actually wet racks and dry racks, so you can just put ceramics there and there's no more wrapping it up in paper. It's all self-sufficient, which is amazing. You can talk more about some of the building and sculptural stuff that you're going to be working on in here.
Okay, great. Well, as you can see, we've received 6 wheels.
Yes.
And so a lot of our emphasis will be on ceramics.
Great.
Honestly, I'm hoping that we can start in early stages young, and we have it where our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors and seniors pass through kind of a rite of understanding how to use that thing, and then become incredible on it by the time they're seniors.
Is this something that will be incorporated into an actual class, or is this also something that kids can come in on their own time and practice?
Great question. Well, we actually have a 3D class, but then we'll also have clubs at some point. So we hope to be able to open that up for more people to have access to it.
Wonderful. Great. Sounds great. So this was an awesome tour. I really have to thank you for your time and getting a chance to meet some of the staff here at Lucy Beckham. The form and function of this building and putting it all together had to take an extraordinary amount of time and research, and I'm happy to give you credit for all of the incredible ideas and concepts, but can you tell us just a little bit about some of the places that you went to get some of these ideas, some of the other high schools you went to?
Sure. So I was actually principal of Moultrie Middle School when the design of this building started under Lucy's tutelage, and she was my mentor and personal friend, and Lucy started going out to different schools, and so after I took on the project, of course after she passed, I went to River Bluff High School. They're really probably one of the biggest mentors for us because of our trying to do flexible schedules, our crew period, our independent learning time, those kinds of things. We also went to visit Somerville High School, Carolina Forest up in Myrtle Beach to see their one lunch concept. We actually went to a few schools in New England that are doing competency-based education and really looked at how are they kind of turning education back and giving students true ownership in their learning. So lots of different places. I actually had the privilege to be able to go to San Diego and see what they're doing on the West Coast with some of their schools.
Great.
And I had just recently come off of a project where I was trained in, they call it New Tech, which is problem-based learning. So I visited schools in the Midwest, in Iowa and St. Louis. So we've been all over the country. So all of those ideas right here. And of course I've gotten lots and lots of ideas from schools that are very local, you know, the best of the best that we could replicate from Wando. Of course there are Big Sister School, Mentor, but just really just taking ideas and thinking about what is possible.
Fantastic.
Not what we can't do, but what can we do and how can we do this better.
Well, it looks beautiful, and we cannot wait to see it in practice.
Yes,
and
with students, and we're super excited to have them joining us here soon. And thank you so much for doing this for us today.
Thank you as always.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Take care.
Thanks for spending your time with the Voice for Mount Pleasant podcast by Mount Pleasant Magazine. Your community, your podcast. Listen to past episodes at voiceformp.com.